Welcome everybody back to a brand new restart Let's Play of My Hero Ultra, was it Ultra Rumble? Whatever, no, not Rumble. Ultra Impact. Ultra Impact. And I was not going to make a video series. I was just going to play this really slyly, you know, like, I'll just play casually. I'm probably not even going to get what I want. And apparently, when I re-download this one, they were enjoying their 4th anniversary of the game, and I was like, okay, I'll play a little bit. I've been seeing some screenshots of Mount Lady. I would love to get the game and just get Mount Lady right off the bat, but you know that's probably never going to happen. So I played a little bit of the game, and they at this moment in time they had the Mirko banner that was coming out. They gave me 2 copies of Mirko within like the second multi-summon on free stuff. I don't plan on shelling out any money for this one. This is not going to be like Dokkan where I say that and then there's a Videl unit. Mount Lady is like number 3 on my list of top waifus, and it is not somebody I'm going to be spending an insane amount of money just to get duplicates upon duplicates. For starters, this game is a completely different type of game, and at some point or another, I'm probably gonna just like, you know, dip in, dip out, more so than when it comes to Dokkan with my time spent on it. But I do appreciate what the game has to offer, and I do like the animations, and I do love the characters. Like, of course, you guys know me as the waifu squadron person for Dokkan or for Legends, and it's no different here when it comes to My Hero Academia. I think in terms of like animes, it's Dragon Ball Z, My Hero Academia, and then Spy Cross. Naruto used to be up on there, but then my previous history of how they handled that final season and what they did with the series really dampened my love for that show, and it is no longer on the top 3 of things I care about. But anyway, I ended up pulling Mount Lady on an unrelated banner that the rates were not exactly super high for her. And I was like, okay, you got me, game. I'm going to stick around and make some content. And here we are. So I got Mount Lady, I got Momo, and I got Mirko here. Mount Lady is the number 1 waifu in this game for me, or in general for the series. And, excuse me, I'm going to drink something real fast. I've been recording a whole bunch in succession. And I figured, you know what? How could I make some content out of this game and also enjoy it at the same time? And I said, you know what? We're just going to have a chill grind session where we just play the story, play as much as we can before we hit that inevitable block, and we just start doing like the, you know, oh, get all this material, yada yada. So this is not going to necessarily be one of those, oh, I'm going to do the most important mission, I know the meta. Like, I really don't care about the meta for this game. I just want to have a good time playing it. And if I have to swap out other characters but still keep Mount Lady on there, you know that's just gonna be how it's gonna be. I love this character. I love the gigantification quirk that she has, and I love the personality that she has. Everything that they have given her in the series, wish they would have done more with her, personally speaking. And yeah, so this is my team set up right now. If you guys happen to know if there's better equipment that I could pretty much put on here, let me know, and I'll go ahead and do as I need to. So let's just go ahead and name this one. We'll call this not that what's that, Mount, I was gonna say Team Mount. There you go. Yes, we'll name it that for at this moment in time. So let's get started. I have not gotten really through much of the story, or the quote-unquote story, but we're gonna make our video here of just doing the main quest, and I'll just talk a little bit about this, that, and whatever while we do that, and then our main objective is just to pull another multi and see what we get from there. So the main reason why I backed away from this game originally, I think I have some older videos of when I was playing this one when the game first came out 4 years ago. The main reason why I stopped was there were so many app games at the time that were demanding so much for you to do every day. At that point in time, I really had no time to add a 3rd one to it. Nowadays, I have cleared up my life to spread it out with a little bit more content. Oh, great! It's on auto. Hold on, let me disable that. And funny enough, I did start out with Momo as well. Let's move that right over here. Yeah, let's get that auto out of here. There it is. Okay, so yeah, pretty much. There was that, and then two, I really wanted to play as Mount Lady, but they were not having that character come out, like within the first year that the game came out. I was like, oh man, I really just want to play as this character, and just kind of main it throughout the entirety. And then later on, I was like, you know what, that with my time, I lost a lot of interest. And you know me, I stick to a character, and that character is going to be mine until the end of time. And it's just like, well, if I'm not going to be able to play as this character now and enjoy the journey, I might as well just uninstall the game and then move on to just Dragon Ball Legends, where the true waifu Videl is going to just be hanging out at. So later on, after I uninstalled, like I think a couple years later, I ended up seeing that they had this character release, and then her casual outfit also released as well, and I was like, oh, that's cool. But I already put down the game, and I have no interest in going back to it. And then earlier this week, I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and reinstall it and see what's going on. See if I can pull this unit out of the blue. And lo and behold, within a matter of 2 weeks, or not 2 weeks, a week and a half, I would say, because time flies by super fast. I just said like a week, but like seriously, about a good maybe 2 weeks or a week and a half afterwards, I end up pulling Mount Lady. I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go ahead and max out this unit as much as we can and make this the journey of Mount Lady in this game. There's nothing greater than starting a brand new game with the character that you want, instead of playing the entire game with a team that you don't care about, and then you end up getting it later, and then there's nothing to do with that character. That's the worst feeling I have when it comes to playing these mobile games, especially when I played Dokkan and Legends first, and you have to be like, okay, I know I'm going to be playing as Goku, Gohan, Krillin, and all that stuff, because the game's barely starting, right? And I gotta wait for this one niche character to come out, so that way, then I can start having fun. And then about like a good year or two later, then your character comes out, and you're like, oh man, why did it take this long? Why must I wait this long for the character I care about? And yeah, that's the biggest case of a first world problem, right? So now that we got Mount Lady here, best waifu in My Hero Academia, we're gonna go ahead and do this and that and another thing. So it's good that she has an AoE attack. I love that. I love AoE attacks unless they start getting weaker over time. Mirko's kind of whatever. I do like how savage she is with those like lanky pieces of extensions to her decapitated arms and leg. It's just like, wow. She just does not want to stop fighting. And I give her kudos for that. As a guy that likes metal augments and stuff like that, it definitely does feel it definitely does look cool on any character that goes all metallic or armored up. I love that about characters, and especially if they start out like normal, like Mirko did, and then unfortunately, of course, she lost her arm and leg, right? But you have all these metal attachments, and she's still kicking butt. There's a certain cool thing about it. All right, Bakugo versus Bakugo. I think this is the very first one you get in the game, right? Yeah, the Hausver. I forget the pronunciation for this one. Like the Hausver Blitz or something. But yeah, this is the one that they give you at the very start of the game. But of course, I re-rolled for Momo because Momo is my second favorite, I would say, of the Class 1A characters. Waifu aside and other things to think about, I definitely say my favorite character of My Hero Academia is one, All Might, because he's just such a great character. And then that he's tied up with Izawa. I really like Izawa. He is a really cool character. And then you got Momo. Even though, again, they completely underutilized that character so much that it's like, you give her the ability to create whatever stuff possible, and you just kind of do that with her. And that's the same thing with Mount Lady. She is such a powerful character, and they hardly do anything with her. Except for crowd control or, taking hits. When she is extremely powerful. I will die on that hill and say, you know what, they could have done way more with her. They could have given her a quirk awakening. Give her something that obviously people would not see coming, because the biggest thing that people would assume is like, would her quirk awakening just make her even bigger? But you know, you guys can be creative. You guys can just go ahead and say, well, her quirk awakening would mean that she has some type of electricity bolts coming out of her eyes, you know, stuff like that. You know, stuff that would take people by surprise. But that's neither here nor there. The series is going to be ending, I believe, in next year, and the manga's already done with in Japan. I believe the localization for the manga is going to probably be by either next month or the month after that, in terms of catching up with the English translation. But ooh, it's Shoto Todoroki. It's another cool character. No pun intended there. By recommendation. Also, I don't like how the it's relegated to only 15 turns. And talk about a character that got completely shafted. It's this character here. She has one of the most busted abilities in the show, and they just dusted her within 2 episodes. It is crazy just how disrespectful they made Stars and Stripes after building her up and hyping her up for all that time. Alright, Flam Blam. There we go. Alright, cool. That's another victory for us here. Stack up all those 3 stars. Nice. Ooh, okay, we get more hero gems. Again, we'll end this video once we get about a good 500. We'll do our multi, then we'll call it. That's going to be the format of these videos. And you guys get to hear me ramble off about nonsensical things here. Oh, yeah, I forgot they had the mushroom girl here. You know what? Set as favorite? You know, yeah, we'll set those as favorite, of course. Oh, wait. Just, you can only do one? Or obviously it's going to be Mount Link. Alright, anyway. You guys get to hear me ramble off about a couple things here and there. I won't go into spoilers so much because this is the part 1 of our brand new renewed series, but I will say I somewhat like with how they redeemed the ending of My Hero in the manga, or soon to be in the series. There was a lot of questions that we had about how they handled the official ending of the story. And people are like, "What? You're gonna end that way?" But now that we've seen the leaks and the Japanese version of the manga, I'm like, okay, that's a better satisfying ending than what we were given originally. I'm both happy and also kind of sad at the same time because this show's been really good. I'm not really much into hardcore anime stuff, but when it comes down to a show as well written and you know, very appealing like this, it's sad to see it go. I mean, I know we got vigilantes, but that's not progressing the story. That's a backstory of how things used to be before Deku got himself involved. But like, oh wow, just flat out destroyed them. But like, if they end up continuing the series after this, I really hope it doesn't end up being like Boruto, where they just completely shame everything that came before it and say, oh, these guys are just lame-os. We are the real strong guys because we were born with all these super duper powers and we're just better than everybody else just because we're new. It's like, no! Majority of what made characters likable in shows to begin with were mainly because they worked hard and they were weak at the start. And when you get a character that is your main character and you power scale them to be as strong as the previous generation that you followed, it almost feels like, okay, then there's nothing really to like follow the journey for. The journey's already been done. You're just seeing them being young and stupid with power, and it's not appealing. At least that's how I feel about it. When Boruto came out and I saw what was happening with the character, I was like, man, this is not only character assassination for Naruto, but it just flat out craps all over everything that came before it. And you guys have probably heard this in previous videos before, but Naruto for me ended at Naruto the Last, where Naruto and Hinata got married, and at that point it's like, okay, that's the Everything else after that point is just fan fiction. I don't respect Boruto. I don't like the characters. I don't like what they did with the world. I don't like what they did with the overall setting of things. It wasn't good in my opinion. I have a lot of negative feelings against that show for even more reasons than that. But yeah, I just hope My Hero doesn't end up falling into that trap where they just keep going on forever, and they just, in order to keep people's attention, they just upscale it so much that any new characters that get introduced are like, oh yeah, we're just flat out better than All For One, just because, you know, we were hiding the shadows. Like, come on, All For One was the epitome of evil. They literally had a prophecy to stop him. So, like, why would you even say stuff like that? It's okay if you have, like, a brand new villain that gains his power over time, but come on, somebody as bad as All For One in Japan, of all places, no. Just don't do that. Make a new villain that gets his power through unethical means, and then there you go. That'd be cool. But anyway, that's my little mini rant over on that one. And being as vague as I can possible for spoiler reasons. But yeah, so yeah, there's that. What else can I really talk about on this end here? Will I play Ultra Rumble again? Probably. I'm in no rush to play the game at this moment in time. Ultra Rumble, I still have it downloaded on my Switch. But I just, I don't know. They're just... I need to play with friends that absolutely know what they're doing. And Explodes, I need time to play with Explodes. And so we can both have, you know, a decent time. Oh, 50? Oh, we're almost going to get to our multi right here. Okay, we need about, what, 35 more? 69? Yeah, 35 more. Okay, cool. And I don't know. I was really deep into to Ultra Rumble at one point, and I got everything I really wanted. I got the Mount Lady alternate costume, and I got my value out of it. But after a while, it just felt really repetitive, and there was not much more to do in the game. Sure, it was good to play with buddies and such, but maybe it's just a matter of if I have the time and if I really want to get back into the grind. Because I know once I get myself settled in and I start, you know, getting the vibes of the buddies and start playing over and over and over again, I'm probably not going to stop for a while until I get dried up again. That's how it was for Fortnite, though I'd argue Ultra Rumble feels way better than Fortnite because you're actually playing with people's superpowers. And Fortnite, you're as cool as it was with the skins, there were certain things that felt limiting for me in that one. But, you know, neither here nor there. Alright, let's go ahead and focus on what we got here. I did manage to get Mount Lady powered up just enough. I haven't got her level cap raised all the way to, I think, to maximum quite yet. But I did get lucky enough to dump all my stars. I ended up getting through pools, you know, those star medals through pools and such. So that way I can unlock her, I think, her special ability board, which requires like dupes and you know, those memories, those picture memories and such. And blam. So she is a lot stronger than she would normally be right out of the gate. But definitely... Oh, nice. Let's go ahead and just smoosh him here. Oh no, ice block! So, you know, there you go. She's going to be hitting pretty darn hard. I will be focusing on trying to get her her ability boards leveled up slowly over time. That requires a lot of skip tickets, energy, etc., etc. But it's going to be worth the grind. Now that I know that this character is mine, I should be more than happy enough to put the time and effort into putting the equipment in. You know, all the time and effort put into one character, it's going to be totally worth it. Nice. All right, double Mount Lady. Nice. And I know Explode's going to be the very first to call me out on this. And he's going to be like, well, this is Chibi. Why are you playing with Chibi character? Well, it's somewhat of a pseudo Chibi. but it's not 100% chibi. I think the thing that really got me irked the most with the other My Hero game is I know there was one other My Hero game that was just full on chibi. Oh, now I remember. There was the one like the MMO one, the one where you actually got to move the characters around and they were fully figured and all that stuff. But the problem with that one is that I do not like playing games on a tablet with the controls, like the control stick on the tablet. It is not something I like a lot. It is anti-me when it comes to having full control. I like feeling the tactile function of an actual controller instead of just moving my hand and looking at the screen, make sure I don't veer off, because if that's the case, I'm going to end up just making a lot of misplays and it's not going to be fun. I hate it. I hate playing on a controller with the glass or on the phone. I need to have that feel of me moving up, down, left, and right. So there's that. All right, well, we got to the end of this one. Let's go ahead and do a recruit. We might get something, we might not. That's just the risk you take when it comes to these kind of banners. I guess if I were to get something value, I would like to get the other Mount Lady, but I highly doubt that's going to be the case. Let's see what we got here. We got Ochako, we got the Overdrive Midoriya, we got the Heavy Armor Bakugo. Let's see, Ida, we got Frog Girl, Hot Cold. Oh, I remember having the cheerleader Momo at one point in my old gameplay footage. We could also get Mina. Mina is also pretty nice. Earphone Jack, she's okay. We got Ben's favorite character, martial artist guy. Invisible Girl, not. I'm not on the bandwagon when it comes to liking that character. Okay, we got Pompadour guy. We got Tadamaki, Nejire. Is this Nejire the same one I ended up getting before? Oh no, this is the short hair Nejire. Okay, so this is a more advanced one. Shinso. Oh, cool. I would like to get Izawa. That'd be cool. Or, ooh, man, or All Might. This is a really nice looking All Might. Oh, this is a United States of Smash All Might. Okay. I recognize that pose anywhere. Present Mike, Midnight. Okay, could be cool to get Midnight. Ah, there's Exciting Holiday, Mount Lady. Okay. If we get double Mount Lady, that's going to be super duper funny. Okay, alright. I've seen what I've needed to see. I don't think I'm going to get any one of these guys at all, but it is worth the shot, don't you think, everybody? Let's go ahead and put all our eggs in this one basket and see what we get. Alright, so we got the school clothes. And all we're looking for is with a burst of energy. At least I'll give us hope that we get some type of UR something. Alright, nice. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, nice. That's a burst of something. We get a You're Next. No, it's not a You're Next. Okay. Alright, Jiro. Okay. Yeah, give me more of those medals. Oh, no. Is that a medal? Ah, there we go. We want to get more of those so that way we can boost up Mount Lady even further. Because those are currency you could use. Don't tell me that explosion was just SR. Yeah, that's actually pretty darn sad. Okay, so we got Face Guy. Toga. Okay, I'm not a big fan of that one. Hey! Kirishima. I do like Kirishima a lot. Oh, no. So that little mini explosion was just the an SR, I believe. Okay. Alright, well, I mean, it is what it is, right, everybody? Oh, DX. I didn't even see DXs. Okay. I was wondering what DX medals were. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and try another time, but that will be it for today, everybody. We'll see you guys next time for some more grinding of the main quest, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.